Everyone, my name is Konstantin, giving you another daily update from Mother Russia. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for coming. TGIF, Friday. Can't believe it's been another week. Work week at least. Weekend is coming. It's great. My wife's birthday is in a couple days, so very anticipated. My friends, I would like to tell you about something at first sight, something lighthearted and something not very serious. But if we dig a little deeper, it becomes not so not so easy. Not so easy. It becomes much more serious. And that is this situation around McDonald's. I know it's been brought up in the media so many times lately. McDonald's leaving Russia, this Russian company replacing McDonald's. McDonald's leaving is not a big deal. Why so many people are talking about that? New Russian company stepping into the shoes of McDonald's and so forth. I made a few videos about that. And the latest was yesterday. After my stream, many of you were here with me. Many of you watched it. The premiere right after the stream. And this is so far quite a popular video. But there are so many comments and responses to the video. Like something like, we don't understand. Why there's so much fuss about McDonald's? Why does he go to McDonald's or what used to be McDonald's and makes a review? Like, what's the big deal? McDonald's is just a fast food place. You know, it's one of the worst fast food restaurants chains in the United States. It's dirty. People don't smile. You know, it's not great service and so forth. Like, why would you go to McDonald's? Go anywhere else but McDonald's. And quite a few comments like that. I feel that I missed a few points in my video, and I would like to kind of fill them in right now. I will clarify some things, and I hope that you will understand Russia and Russian history better by listening to me. I was thinking this morning how I should structure this stream and decided to give you five things why McDonald's is important, or actually was, forgive me, it's left. Why McDonald's was so important to Russia and Russians, and why we still keep talking about it 6 months after the company has left. And grieving its leaving, departure. Okay. I'm giving you 5 reasons. And after the reason number 5, I'm going to explain in a little more details what McDonald's really meant to us. Now, reason number 1 is plain and simple. Taxes. Russian government, Russian budget has lost lots of money. McDonald's left. It was one of Russia's largest, it was the largest fast food company in Russia, employed 64,000 people and had 850 restaurants open and operating. It was number 1 in terms of number of Russians employed, in terms of taxes paid. And it's a pretty big deal, especially now in these times of economic hardship, economic decline, or I can say demise, whatever you pick. Taxes. Very important. Not the most important, but very important. Reason number 2, food safety. McDonald's leaving Russia has become lives of many, many Russians less safe by one simple reason. Well, McDonald's had millions of customers, millions of Russians ate there. And McDonald's had excellent health safety track record. It was one of the safest food companies in Russia. Why? Because it cared. McDonald's mission was to give people, to feed people with safe food and give them fun, in the process. But safety was number one. And somehow they managed. Well, that's going to be the reason number three. Somehow they managed to have all their joints, all the hamburgers served, all French fries, all McFlurries, ice cream, sundaes, whatever. Be safe. Not the best taste, in my opinion, and certainly not the healthiest food. Far from it. On the other side of a scale, it was very unhealthy food, but it was safe. Meaning that if you ate at McDonald's, you would not get food poisoning. And trust me, I know. Here in Russia, I got food poisoning real bad twice. First time, it landed me to a hospital for 2 weeks, and the second time for 3 weeks. First time, I ate at a local joint owned by two guys from Chechnya or Armenia, and I'm not sure, Georgia, or Russian Caucasus, who could barely speak Russian, and they were making deep fried pierogi. I ate. McDonald's was right next door. They were competing with McDonald's. Their pierogies were very cheap, somewhat tasty. I figured, hey, why would I go to McDonald's? Because back then I had just returned from the United States, and I wanted to try authentic, something very Russian. So landed me to the hospital for 2 weeks. I felt pretty bad, the worst food poisoning I've ever had. And my colleagues, when I returned and I told them what happened, they looked at me like I was absolutely crazy. They said, "Why? What made you go to this place, this food fast food kiosk, if you could go to McDonald's?" And I was saying, "Hey, come on, this is authentic. This is very ethnic food, This why would I go to McDonald's?" And they came back with like, "Well, now. This is exactly why you should have gone to McDonald's." And they were right. I should have gone to McDonald's. And then the second time was kind of similar situation, except for I ate at a restaurant, a really expensive restaurant, but somehow they did not have very safe food. Landed me in the hospital for 3 weeks. Also, McDonald's was right next door. So, food safety is greatest standard anywhere you went in Russia and pretty much anywhere in the world. You could be sure that you would not get food poisoning. And there are so many situations in life when you're on a business trip or you're driving somewhere or, in the middle of nowhere, like place you don't know, and you all of a sudden get hungry, you don't want to grab a bite to eat. McDonald's was the right place to go. Not every day, definitely not often, but once in a while, sort of a backup option. Okay, very safe. So Russians have definitely lost that. Innovations. McDonald's was hugely important to Russia and Russians because it brought cutting edge technologies to Russia. And it educated Russians because here in Russia, McDonald's employed Russians only. Well, the Russian citizens. Or migrants. I mean, any who could work legally in Russia, but it's mostly the locals. McDonald's was an incredibly amazing company that somehow, miraculously, could keep the same high quality standards of food and service universally in all the locations. It was in Russia and still is in the world, unfortunately not in Russia, the company number one in ability to scale up operations without losing quality. McDonald's is the largest fast food company in the world, and somehow, anywhere you go, you get the same quality, the same service. Perhaps except for the United States, because according to the comments that I received today and yesterday, you know, service in the USA is atrocious and food is not great. I remember otherwise in Maine. I lived in Maine for 9 years, and McDonald's was fine. It was better than Burger King. It was better than KFC. It was good service, good food. No more, no less. That's what I got in Russia. McDonald's did not use current technologies, the latest technologies. It invented. It actually made innovations. It did not use them. It had a huge R&D department, and all the technologies, all the know-hows that they came up with, they spread out through all the joints, including the Russian restaurants, Russian joints. Management techniques, educational standards, everything was cutting edge, everything was the best. Marketing, absolutely best. Forget about other Western chains. Burger King, not even close. Give me a break. KFC, and then I'm not even talking about the Russian joints, okay? Russian, forget it. McDonald's was number one. Just look at the McDonald's commercials. Oh, it's marvels. Commercials just a tiny showcase, Everything was the best at McDonald's, and they taught many, many Russians how to work well, how to work right, how to build teams, how to maintain good working environment, how to treat people well. And trust me, here in Russia, that knowledge, that skills are very much needed, and they're still needed. Unfortunately, McDonald's leaving does not help us any longer. So that was important, and unfortunately, again, McDonald's is not here to provide this, to keep on providing technologies and everything marvelous it had to offer. Number 4, dreams. Somehow no one talks about that, but McDonald's made people dream, especially young people. I'm not sure about other countries, okay, but I know quite a few Russians who got their first jobs at McDonald's, even before they went onto labor market, so to speak. Even when they worked, they were still high school students, Even when they were the students of universities, they would get their first jobs at McDonald's, and they were getting their life experience. They were getting skills of working in a team. They were learning. They were sharpening their teeth. They were learning from the best how to build a business, how to serve people right, how to be, what is hospitality, how to give love to the customers, how to conduct yourself, how to be organized and disciplined. Young people loved McDonald's because it provided opportunities no one else provides in Russia. Anyone could get a job. As long as they did a good job, they could get promoted, they could make money, they were treated equally, they were treated righteously. McDonald's was the place of dreams. I saw McDonald's closing doors on March 13 of 2022, and it was a very sad day for all of us, for me, for my wife, for all who were standing right next to me in line. It was, McDonald's closed at my shopping center, right next to my apartment in Moscow. It closed at 10 p.m. And you don't eat at McDonald's at 10 p.m. It's too late. Okay, you shouldn't eat that late anyway, especially fast food, fatty foods, stuff like that. But there was a big line. We had to wait for about 20 minutes to make an order and another 20 minutes for the order to be delivered. Everyone came out to say goodbye to McDonald's. And everyone was sad. The customers, and I filmed a little bit. I made a video how McDonald's was closing doors. Incredibly sad video. The employees were nearly in tears. But guess what? They were still serving me food with a smile. I was touched. Very touched by that. I saw how the employees at the local store, they valued their job. They valued their team. They didn't know what was going to happen with them. You don't get to see that kind of sadness in the eyes of people who don't love their jobs. And I saw that at McDonald's. That spoke volumes to me. So, dreams is another thing why Russians loved McDonald's and why McDonald's was important. And number 5, and the most important thing that outweighs everything else, taxes, technologies, everything. Now I am getting emotional because it really touches me, McDonald's left Russia. Us Russians lost piece of our heart and our soul, piece of our history and our culture. McDonald's was not about food. I have said it many, many times. It was never about food for us. It was about a symbol, a beacon of a different world that existed somewhere far away that we had no clue about. We just knew that it existed. And all of a sudden, it showed up right at our doors. And I'm talking about the USSR, and I'm talking about 1990, January. Boy, I still remember the day. 2 brave Canadians, well, actually one, the executive decision maker, had fought a battle with corporate McDonald's in America, and then it fought a battle with the communists. And trust me, communists were much more of a tougher fight than the capitalists at McDonald's in the USA, And he fought and he won, and he fulfilled his dream. Somehow, he got permission from both organizations, from the commies, to open a restaurant. I still don't understand why they allowed him to do that. Because it was a ticking bomb right underneath the Kremlin and its power, So, on January 1990, McDonald's opened. Still remember the day. I could not believe it. It was a life-changing event, really. It was as if today you turn on the CNN and you all of a sudden, get the news report. A CNN anchor goes, and I am here in New York City, and we have the first interstellar embassy of the Martian civilization opened its doors in New York on the 5th Avenue. And today we're going to take a peek inside. And then, he goes inside and he is green man, with the antennas. And they're just like doing something. That pretty much how we felt on that January day when I saw this news report at on a Russian news program, the only program called The Times. It aired at 9 p.m. and it was the biggest news of the day. I came next following day. I came to school, and my buddies we're speechless. We weren't talking to one another, just standing there. And one of the guys said, "Well, listen, we gotta go. We gotta go. It's January. We can save up enough money until like May, until school is over. We can jump on cargo trains. It's gonna take us 2 days to make it to Moscow. We'll take a subway. We'll find the restaurant somehow. Ask people, and we're gonna stand in line. And it's only 3 hours. We can do that. We stand 3 hours every day here in Rostov, getting our food every single day. It's doable. It's peanuts. It's only 3 hours. Let's do it." And we all got excited, and we started planning our trip because we wanted to see that. We wanted to taste McDonald's. All I knew was Big Mac meal. That's why I never ate anything else at McDonald's, to be honest with you, because that somehow in my childhood I knew Big Mac, okay? That's it. We were saving money. We were planning the trip. We wanted to go, but it didn't work out. I still remember that. McDonald's was like a window into a different world. And first few years, let's say 1991, 92, I think all up to 96, McDonald's wasn't even about the food. I don't know why so many Russians have forgotten about that, but let me remind you, if you're Russian, if you're over 40 years old, or 45 years old probably, then you should remember that it was about one thing: smiles. That's right, not about food. I mean, food is food. Drink is drink. Even Coca-Cola. I mean, we had our own alternatives in the USSR. I mean, it was desirable, but you wouldn't discover anything ridiculously new. You know what I mean? A piece of beef tastes like a piece of beef, perhaps different, but it's still a piece of beef. And same thing for potatoes. We had French fries; they were called differently. Anyone can make French fries at home. Well, obviously, there's only one company in Russia right now who can't make French fries. Somehow, that's called Tasty Period. That the one that replaced McDonald's. Somehow, that's the only people who cannot make French fries in the country of potatoes grown on every corner. But even us in the USSR, we had plenty of French potato. We could make French fries. But what none of us had seen before, what none of us had even thought that's possible, was service with a smile. McDonald's, for the first few years in the USSR and in Russia, was making emphasis in the advertisement that it was giving us service with a smile, the signature smile. Every time we came to the restaurant, McDonald's restaurant, and we would order something, they would take our order with a smile, and they would bring us our food with a smile. They made us feel welcomed there. And you know what? You didn't get that in the USSR. And for that matter, in Russia. Even right now, it's a rarity in Russia, okay? It's much better, not like the USSR, but it's not, well, we could still use love and smiles in many, many places and joints. But back then, that was like flying to Mars. We couldn't believe that people were serving us and smiled, and all the commercials of McDonald's was this, something blah blah blah, with McDonald's signature smile. In Russian it was с фирменной улыбкой. Oh my god, I loved, absolutely loved that. One question I was asking that time was this: wait a second. if that was Americans serving us McDonald's, hamburgers and meals or whatever, I could understand. Perhaps they're wired. Perhaps they have different DNA. Perhaps they smile is something different than for them than for us. But wait a second. These are fellow Soviet citizens working at McDonald's. They're just like us. And then there were articles in newspapers how McDonald's was hiring local Muscovites, and then just regular people got jobs at McDonald's. You didn't have to have friends up high with the commies to, in this USSR, you could not get a job without being, someone's friend or someone's relative. Good job. And all of a sudden, McDonald's gives a chance to everyone. That was huge. Okay, so that was regular Soviet citizens working in a completely different way, unseen before. I was asking this question as a 14-year-old. What the fudge? Why they are doing this? But I look around anywhere around me and no one is doing it. But they're Soviets and we are Soviets, okay? There must be something different with our way of life. Those people smile and we don't. When I go to my local food store, I feel lucky if they don't scream and yell at me and curse me. If that doesn't happen, I come out and I say, well, it's been a good day. And it was like a normalcy. But then when I go to McDonald's, they smile and they're happy to see me. They're happy to take my money. They're happy. They say, please come back. My God. Let me tell you, that was something very, very, very unusual, very warming. That's why McDonald's is a part of our culture. It, along with a couple more things like NBA games, American movies, it kind of started changing our mentality. It started making us asking questions. And when you start asking questions, things started getting going. So McDonald's definitely made us ask questions. I can't really say about other Russians, but I'm speaking for myself. That company, my God, that's so much more than food. McDonald's food is crap for the most part, but everything else about McDonald's is top of the class, top of the world. How they make you feel special. How they still make you feel safe, warm. How they still smile at you. Yes, they did smile in Russia all the way until they closed the doors. I don't understand, folks. If they don't smile in the United States or in Britain or in Europe in McDonald's, well, I'm sorry. But they did smile here in Russia. They did make you feel warm and welcome. Must be different training or something. Must be different salaries. But McDonald's here was number one. Burger King, forget about Burger King. I like Whopper. It's it's tasty, kind of smoky taste. I think they do it on grill. It's better than McDonald's. But you know what? Forget about service. Burger King service is crap here in Russia. Their commercials, I don't know who hires the marketologist. They're crap. Same goes for KFC, Same goes for Wendy's. Couldn't even stay in Russia. They, stayed for 5 or 6 years. They closed the doors. Cinnabon, forget it. Good coffee, but that's it. You just get a coffee, and Cinnabon competes with Russian local coffee shops, right? But McDonald's, it didn't compete with anyone. It was a world of its own. Sorry for becoming so emotional. It was much more than food for me. It was culture. It was history. It was part of my heart. I cannot rip that thing out of my heart like when I was trying to make the plan to travel to McDonald's and buy myself a piece of West, for the first time in my life. That's why I like it so much. And I never ate at McDonald's. Very rarely. I liked my Flurry Deluxe. Big Mac was okay, but it's like once in a blue moon. That's it. But I'm so, so, so sorry that McDonald's decided to leave Russia. It's just the freedom was lost, the freedom of choice, the freedom period. It symbolized to me. It symbolizes the freedom years. It brought freedom in 1990, and it no, it was forced to leave in 2022. Someone else has taken a good piece of part of a freedom. This new company, it's called Tasty Period, that I made video about. I will never ever come back there. Ever, perhaps to film something if someone asks me to do a collab or something like that. Perhaps something changes there. I would come back to film, but I would never go to eat. Like I said, I would rather have bread and water because it's not a big deal. Those guys don't have love inside. They don't have the sense of warmth. You don't feel like welcome there. It's just like another joint, soulless joint. You get in there, you can get something of the menu. They don't smile at you. They just go, "Oh, you came here to order? We'll order. Oh, you want something? Oh, we don't have it. Oh, because we don't have it. Well, here's your food. Next." And, well, for someone else, not for me. Anyway, I would like to. I hope that you understood a little more of why I made this video, why I was emotional, what McDonald's meant to me personally, and what McDonald's meant to many Russians. And I would love to answer your questions on the topic. Now I'm going to turn on 33 minutes to turn on the comments. Please flood me with the questions about Mickey D. Boom. Comments are on. Just 1 second. Please put your questions in caps and preferably put my channel's name after @ so your comment or question appears after large orange box. That way it's much easier for me to notice what you have to say. Mika is number 1 today. Bruce, Angelic Cat Life. Wow, you are fast. Mommy Lorna, howdy howdy. Alex, Steven, Mr. E30 American Girl, Jeffrey, Janice, Yodi Racer, May Reg, Ferrari Guy, Tim, BC, Baba Johnston, Blackhead, Frank in Texas, Steven, howdy, 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 the usual suspects. Mommy, Lorna, Bob, Harry today is here, not? Welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you. Thank you for watching. So, what do you think? What do you think of McDonald's? Steve Lindholm, first question. What the fudge indeed. So sad to see Mickey D leave in Russia, but I understand why. Look, I understand why also. There's not a question why they left, okay? Notice, I have not asked this question. I mean, it's obvious. It'd be crazy not to understand why. Hopefully someday the inspiration that were McDonald's to USSR can happen again to a new Russia. God works in mysterious ways. I hope so. McDonald's has sold its business to this guy. Good luck to him. I won't even comment on this guy. And just one thing I say, how could you take this perfectly run business that was run like clockwork and fudge that up so fast in a matter of couple months? How could you do that? Oh, smart you have to be. My God, genius. Out of potatoes. Burger King has potatoes right now. KFC, every single local moms and pop store, shawarma store, whatever, they have potatoes. Well, they must choose different kind of potatoes, right? And whatever used to be this new mumbo jumbo used to be McDonald's doesn't have potatoes. Well, I'm sorry, we use different kind of potatoes. Well, switch to normal, regular potatoes that I can deliver a sack of potatoes every morning to local McDonald's. Make French fries of those, you know. Anyway, God works in mysterious ways, and McDonald's selling business. It made a clause, an option to buy back in a couple years or something like that. So we'll see how that unfolds. You know, Big Tex, thank you so much for a super chat. In US now, Chick-fil-A is all the things you associate with McDonald's, except the food is good. Common to see tons of drive-through traffic when all other joints on the block are empty. You know what, Big Tex, thank you so much. I have heard this couple times already. This place, Chick-fil-A. Things happen. I mean, I understand that this is life and it's very dynamic and things change, okay? I understand that. And it goes without saying, might be new leaders of the market. It happens all the time. You can't really take McDonald's out of our history, okay? And if this joint Chick-fil-A would come under normal circumstances, of course, would come and compete with McDonald's, we'd probably go there, okay? But you can't take words out of a song, as we say it in Russia. Anyway, thanks for the heads up on this new joint. Mike, thank you for the super chat. This was a real eye-opener. I never thought that McDonald's could mean so much to a country. Reality like this kind of content. Thank you from Sweden. Thank you so much. It meant a lot. And food was, like I said in the video, this place was about everything, including food. But food was like on the bottom, on the very bottom, not important. Okay, it does make sense. Okay, I'm not crazy because food there it wasn't about the food. It was about the experience. It was about something else. Black Cat, as usual, gifts sponsorship to 5 people. Thank you so much, my friend. And new sponsors and old sponsors. Tomorrow we're going to have a live stream for sponsors and patrons exclusively, just for sponsors and for patrons. This is my way of saying thank you so much for being the sponsors and patrons. I did figure out how to do that simultaneously, so I don't have to do 2 streams one after another. I will do one stream, invite all at once. We will see what happens. Tomorrow, I think it's going to be 7 p.m. Russia and noon Eastern Standard Time. Harry, howdy. Thank you, Gaby. Eric Garden, Inside Russia, what are your thoughts on Vissarion? I don't know. I don't have any thoughts. I'm sorry. I don't know what that is. Jeffrey S. Smile is the same in any language. Yep. You know how valuable smile in a land where no one smiles is? Oh, it leaves such an effect that is remembered 30 years after it's done, So trust me, it's invaluable. RW, thank you so much, my friend. You're very generous. Come to my house and I'll feed you a grilled Kobe burger, homemade fries, root beer, and we'll smile till the tops of our heads. Wow, that's pretty. Let's add some scotch to that. Just a little bit. Yeah, and you know what? Homemade burgers, homemade fries, and they beat McDonald's anytime. Okay, like I said, McDonald's doesn't have the best food. Gosh, I was at In-N-Out Burger in California. Fantastic stuff, fantastic food, fantastic fries. I think like one of the best burger and fries I've ever had in my life. But again, McDonald's so much more than that. RW, thank you so much. Hopefully, one of those days, I will show up at your door and I will take you up on your offer. Jimmy, thank you so much. I'm a refugee from Texas, living in Arizona. Show topic idea. Series of the best experiences you had in America. How to become a sponsor. There's a sponsorship button on underneath my picture. I think after I don't know where it is in the live stream, but after the live stream you can join. Now that's funny. You're a refugee from Texas living in Arizona. Quite a few refugees from Arizona to Texas. From California to Texas. Gosh, this is a very vibrant world, unusual world. Show topic ideas. Series of the best experiences you had in America. I have a playlist. It's called The Personal Stories. There are a couple stories about that. Thank you. The idea is taken. I'll think about that. It's just in my old channel inside Russia that had been before February 24th. I think that would be a marvelous idea, but in the new channel that I speak about different issues, these days, I don't know how well it would, how interesting it would be it would be to, for people, for the viewers, since I talk about different kinds of stuff these days. You need rooibos tea with honey for your cough. So good. Thank you so much. I tried rooibos. Liz didn't really. Perhaps it was a bad rooibos. Like this tea, I literally spent 20 years in Russia trying different teas. I imported tea. I asked my friends to send me tea over and stuff, like so I would have good tea. And finally I found it. Same thing with rooibos. Probably I didn't have a good one. But you know what? My cough is not going away. It's become much better, but still, I'm not completely cured. So it starts bothering me. I should go and talk to a doctor. Just when I smile, I cough. Other than that, I'm fine. But still, I should be fine by now. Angon, thank you so much. You can be proud of yourself for speaking up like this. You are a courageous man for taking on the risk. If you ever consider moving to Germany, LMK. What's LMK? But, you know, well, my wife is German. My wife's side is German. So we've never considered moving to Germany, but we have some relatives living there. I went to Germany a couple times. Fun. I have respect and love for Germans. Fantastic people, and country is a marvel. I have not seen a better country. Switzerland, perhaps, a better run country. Germany and Switzerland, it's like it's run like clockwork. Ordnung, and it's fantastic. But I didn't feel like at home in Germany. Somehow, I felt like at home in the United States. But anyway, thank you for the super chat and thanks for the good words. Very, very touching, very warm. New sponsor, Valentin Arzola. Welcome to Inside Russia. Good picture at small. I don't see. Is that your son? Looks like it. Mark Griffith. Is there good Russian rock music? There was in the 90s and the 80s, but then it was replaced by pop music. And watching Time Bob. Stan, hello from Alaska. I love Teремок. Teремok isn't bad, it's about ethnic Russian food. But it's just food. They don't even look at you when they serve you food, That place is strictly about food. Food is pretty good, but Michael loves going there. He likes blini, crepes. He asks me once in a while to get him one. Chirper, did you ask why there are no fries? No fries, that's amazing. I did. In the video, I asked him why. He looked at me like, why are you asking me? Is it up to me to have fries? I'm just doing what I'm told by my superiors. That's the Russian way, okay? He didn't say anything, okay? But that's what he thought. He thought I was very strange for asking him that. Because, hey, I told you no fries. What? Why are you asking me this? That's the usual attitude that we get in Russia, No more McFlurry. No more... Look, forget about McFlurry. I also don't understand how you can not have McFlurry if you have the same machines, same ingredients, same everything, right? Same supplies. But okay, forget about that. Forget about Big Mac, okay? But how can you not have French fries? In the land of, like I said before, I made an entire stream about that. Potatoes everywhere. If you want me to show you a sack of potatoes in my house, about 25 pounds, I just bought, okay? Everywhere, on every corner. DM Mura, do you think people will watch your videos in 50, 100, and 150 years? This is a fantastic question, and I'll tell you why. $5, thank you so much. I started toying with this idea of doing YouTube, not to show my life in general to anyone, not to show my country, but I figured that when Michael was born, I started thinking of how wonderful it would be if I could see myself as a little kid, 1-year-old, 2-year-old, and compare myself back then with Michael, how I was growing up and how he is growing up. I didn't even have pictures. I'm coming from a very poor family. We didn't have a photo camera, okay? Just a few pictures, here and there. I think in my entire childhood we have 5 or 6 photographs, and that's it. And we went to a special place to make a picture. It would be so nice for me to see myself at the age of 1, 2, 3. So I picked up camera and I started filming Michael. And I started making movies, and that was just for myself, for him. I figured it would be nice, great for him to watch how he was growing up in 20, 30 years, when he has kids on his own and things like that. I started making movies for my oldest son, Jake, who is American, so he knows his Russian part better. And that's how this experience has brought me to YouTube. So I hope that my videos will be watched 50, 100, and 150 years later. But not just everyone, but my family, my ancestors, who's going to replace me, who's going to come after me. I would love to see my ancestors from 150 years ago, 150. It's actually, I'm making a movie about what I have left from my great great parents, just one item in the family, and I wish I could see at least pictures of them, let alone video. That'd be fantastic. So I hope that they watch me 100 years from now, even 20 years from now would be nice. So I'm making this along with YouTube. I'm making this small videos of like we go with like I take Michael to a football game for the first time, or we go to a summer vacation, or Michael first swims and things like that. I think that's gonna be great for the family. American Girl inside Russia, beg your pardon, Chick-fil-A is a top running fast food. Hey, hands down. I mean, if you think so, it must be true. No problem. If I ever get to the United States, I'll check it out. Definitely will check it out. We'll see. So I have no problem with that, you see. Angelic at Life, start out with some hugs for the mods. Can everyone please send hugs to the mods? I'd really appreciate that. Harry, I prefer Five Guys over Wendy's over McDonald's. Wendy's in Russia was terrible. Oh, their food was so different from the USA. Five Guys I tried in Dubai was actually pretty decent. They it looked like they were making French fries right there, like homemade French fries, something like that. So was wicked expensive. Toby Parson, McDonald's is not the greatest fast food place. My favorites in the US is Chick-fil-A, Bojangles, Steak and Shake, Culver's. I've never even heard of one single place out of that list. Matt, howdy howdy. Everyone seems to like Chick-fil-A. Sandy Workman, thank you so much. Chick-fil-A. It's pronounced Chick-fil-A. Okay, thanks, you Road Eraser. Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A. Filet. Chick-fil-A. Okay, gotcha. I kind of like Chick-fil-A better. How popular are chicken chains in Russia? Madly popular. I love KFC personally. I go to KFC. Well, when I went to work in the office, I used to go there quite often to get hot wings. Love hot wings. That's pretty much the biggest and only chicken chain in Russia. That's it. Mrs. Timaggio, yes, please, God help us all. I invite you to the prayer every single day and today. Let's ask that God helps us all. Because we really need help. Sean, great to see you. Thank you so for the huge super chat. Hug to the mods. Thank you. Sue, brilliant news that you can combine Patreon with YouTube videos. I will try. We'll see how it works tomorrow. Black Cat, another gift to 5 people. Welcome new sponsors courtesy of Black Cat. Thank you so much. SF Joe, McDonald's closed in Russia in your neighbor. Now reopened neighbor sports again. I didn't know that they reopened. By the way, in Ukraine, McDonald's was fantastic. I think even better than Russia. They had this. Anyway, I won't go there. Perhaps some other time I'll tell you all about it. Liz, thank you again. If every leader, premier, president will like, would be a lovely place. I tell you what, more like us here in, not just like me, but more like us in the stream, the usual suspects. I think you're fantastic people, and it's a pleasure. It's really a pleasure for me to go online every single evening and do this thing, do the live streams. That's one of the very few things that actually make me feel better these days. So thank you, Liz. Christina, I just wanted to buy a piece of the West. That's how I felt. I wanted not even buy it. I wanted to have it. I wanted to taste it, to see with my own eyes. I remember one of the interviews, a girl, she must have been in the 6th or 7th grade, and then a bunch of kids, they came over to have something, a Coke and a hamburger. And she was saying, hey, I just want to come back here even without eating anything because it's expensive. I just want to look around and people smiling. It's in my video. Watch it. It's in the video how McDonald's was closing the doors. Gosh, that was so touching. She just wanted to be in McDonald's even without eating. That's what it was for us. Okay. So thank you, Christina. I don't know why we can just love one another, and that's crazy. Chick-fil-A, filet. Hey, filet. Okay, got you. Thank you, Brian. Eric Gerden, inside Russia. This is funny. Vissarion is the guy pretending to be Jesus in Siberia. I don't care, my friend. Whoever pretends to be Jesus in Siberia, this is not just in my world, okay? I have a bigger picture. I have Jesus in my heart, okay? Jesus in our prayers every single day. I doubt that Jesus is in Siberia right now, okay? So I don't know what to tell you. It's not. I don't. I don't know about the guy. I'm not going to get interested in the guy. I'm not going to research nothing. D minor, howdy from San Francisco Bay Area. Stay safe. Thank you. Howdy. Airborne snail, IKEA, McDonald's, mobile banking, it's all the same. Things that help you in everyday life. I would certainly miss them all when in a hurry. Few quick cheeseburgers help my family stay calm. Exactly. By the way, my friends, I don't know, these are rumors, but IKEA has decided not to pull out of Russia. Okay? I don't know whether it's true or not, but that has been in the news for the past couple days, and they're saying they might come back and reopen the stores after 2024. Perhaps they know more than we do, than I do, and I sure hope that they will reopen. Okay, because IKEA to us is the same as McDonald's, only for the furniture. Okay, it came to Russian market and it showed that actually very good products can be had at not very expensive prices with great service at great places. Okay, and Russians love IKEA. My wife loves IKEA. You know, it's not the fanciest place in the world and in Russia, but you know what? We miss it so much. We miss it in 6 months that IKEA has been closed so freaking much, you know. And I would love IKEA to be reopened. Bean M, thank you so much. Dear Constantine, the Bible has wisdom and answers the questions of your heart. Freedom is Jesus Christ. Psalm 36. For with you is the fountain of life. In your light we see light. Thank you so much. I will look up Psalm 36. And this is a good super chat because we are about to finish things up and go. And I invite and ask everyone to join me in prayer. Couple more questions, Bob. You know, keeping things under control. Just Terry, am I a usual suspect? Do you have any doubts? You are usual suspect Spetsnaz, I think. Toby Parson, thanks for stories of daily life. What is the temps like there where you live? 100 degrees every day, dry, windy the last few days. In Russia, Celsius 35, 39, 36, hot. Unusually hot late August. Usually it cools down in August, but hey, I'm not complaining, you know. Last days in Rostov. Steven, do you go to specific church or just a believer in Jesus? I go to Eastern Orthodox Church, not very often, but we go on Sundays sometimes and on big holidays such as Easter. And I'm a believer in Jesus Christ. Oh, thank you, Mika. In Sweden, IKEA denies the rumor that they will reopen in 2024. Has been in our news recently, sorry. I was kind of suspecting something like that, you know, because that would go against IKEA's policies and ethics. Okay. Sad. But you know what? Russia is so volatile. You watched my stream yesterday. You were among the first ones to post comments. And Russia is so volatile. News come out every single day. New laws, new situation, new decisions. Who the heck knows what's going to happen in the year 2024? Are we going to be alive here? Are we going to be well? Are we going to be Russia? Are we going to be still conducting special military operation? Or someone's going to be conducting operation against us? Or, I don't know. 2024 is, it's like Mars to me right now. You know, I have no clue what's there. I can only tell you pretty much what's going to happen in a couple weeks, if that. Well, my friends, thank you so much. Mods, the usual suspects, the new faces, thank you. Thank you for coming here. Thanks for conversing. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for listening and, you know, getting my message. Thank you very much. I am inviting to join everyone to pray for different things and people. We do that every single day at the end of every stream, so please join me in prayer. Dear God, thank you so much for giving us this day, wonderful day. Thank you for giving us this work week. Thanks for giving us opportunity to work. Thank you for putting food on our tables and roofs over our heads. Thank you for surrounding us with the people that we love and care about and who love us and care about us. Please help our children, keep them safe and healthy. Please stop the bloodshed in Ukraine. Reach out and touch people who can stop the bloodshed. Touch their hearts. Fill them with love, mercy, compassion, righteousness, empathy. Make them softer, open their eyes so they wake up and stop this bloodshed. Please help everyone who has been affected in Ukraine by this terrible tragedy. Please send, hear everyone, hear their prayers, hear their needs, see their needs, answer their prayers, and make everyone's wishes come true. Give people who need your help, give them your help, give them strength, give them forgiveness, soften their hearts. Please send angels to Ukraine to help all the people who are there, to keep everyone, every single person out of harm's way so there's no more bloodshed. Please help everyone who's helping Ukrainians open their hearts, homes, wallets, praying, sending help, sending good wishes. Help those people. Please help my country, Russia. Send an army of strongest angels with sharpest swords, led by Saint Michael, to fight demons that have hijacked my wonderful country. Make it run by the angels and make it righteous again, please. Make it a good neighbor and a good country. I'm asking for all women who are pregnant and making decision whether to keep babies or not, reach out and speak to them so they make the right choice. Please help, give us wisdom to raise our children in a way that when they grow up, they become better people than we are. And they will make this world a better place, will never be engaged into a war or a conflict. They will just love each other. This world seems like a crazy place these days. Please, give us strength to go through the hardships and the challenges that arise every single day. Please, give us the ability, the strength to keep the right course. And please, bring us stability, love, happiness again. Thank you for giving us opportunity to come in prayer every single day here in this community. Thanks for bringing us all together. I'm asking for everyone who is praying with me or just watching us praying, answer everyone's prayer and make everyone's wish come true. I would like to mention a few people who really need your help. Please send help, send love, and send angels their way. And they are Elena, Natasha, Jake, Oля, Dasha, Sky, Igor and Bonnie, Buzz, Jean-Paul, Paula, Janine, Michael Milkevitz, Marlene, Narnian Lady, Susan S., Susan, Fiona, Sabrina, Madeline, Chirper, Stephen, Ellen, Freddie, Gaby, Michelin, Priscilla, King Nero, Martin, Joan, Donald from Wisconsin, who always asks for himself and separately for his country, the United States of America, Allison Dave Moyers, I Found Waldo, Liz, Deborah, Isabel, Legault. May her father rest in peace and give her strength to go through hardship and pain. Janice Burgess, Maureen M. and her sister, Ariana, Liz Dumbrell, Bruce B., Kayleen, Michael, Tara, Tina, 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 Thomas, Tony, Bob, Jessica, Minutes to Midnight, Sandy and her husband, Mr. Hansen, and Heidi Howitz. Please send help to these people, answer their prayers, make their wishes come true. And I would like to ask specifically for 5 children. They are Sebastian, Maverick, Britzel Andrews, Coulter, and Michael. Please show your miracles to them and their families, the loved ones. They need your help, and the loved ones need your help as well. Please make them get better and send them to their homes to live with the families, happy and healthy lives. Please perform your miracles to the children and their families. Thank you so much, dear God. Amen. My friends, thank you very much for coming. Wook, you're sent very generous super chats. Thank you so much. I just saw that. I really appreciate your super chat and your support and your words. Thank you. And thanks everyone. Thank you for coming. Tomorrow there will be no stream, general stream, as I've decided not to stream from Russia, from peaceful, I don't know, walking tours and stuff. I just can't do that. I'm sorry. I do streams for patrons and sponsors once a week, and that is tomorrow. This is my way of saying thank you for supporting me. Thank you for becoming sponsors, taking the extra step, so to speak. So tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, there will be a stream for both patrons and sponsors. So if you are a patron sponsor, please come and join us. Usually a fun streams, very, very slow-paced ones. I answer all kinds of questions. And if you're not sponsored, become a sponsor. It's not, I think the lowest sponsorship is $3 per month, something like that. So that's not much. I would really appreciate if you become a sponsor. So, my friends, thank you so much. Mods, thank you so much for showing up for one more day. It's been a crazy ride. It's 6 months, so we've had over 200 streams. Thank you, and I will see you on Sunday with another message.